Hello, namaste. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Most welcome to another session of the questions of life. As you know, we started this just like that because one day Desh and I we were discussing and we said there are so many philosophical questions which people generally don't know how to answer, and there are so many interpretations. So we decided let's add more to the noise. And because when you have more interpretations, more points of views, it's like traveling. When you travel to more places, when you are exposed to more regions, more languages, more cultures, more tribes, you understand life better. Similarly, this is an intellectual journey where you travel through lots of points of views, and slowly you can make up your own mind about what should be the answer to your own question. And the problem with all these questions is that we are always seeking somebody's help to guide us through, somebody to take us through this tunnel and show us the ray of light. We are always trying to see the world through somebody else's point of view. If not, we want somebody to teach us how to live life, how to be happy, how to love, how to be compassionate. We will answers like what is the meaning of life, where do we go from here. We are always seeking some help, and because of our limited knowledge we end up going to a guru. And that's where today's discussion is going to be centered around whether we need a guru. There are always, especially in India, you will find there is always a debate going on, and one group of people believes that without guru you can never see the light. Another set of people says that with gurus you are just window shopping. There is no real experience. So let's try and discuss this. As I told you, there are no answers, they are just views. So Desh, most welcome.
Thank you, Vivek. So nice to be in this, in this journey with you. And I think it's a very enriching journey for both of us, and I'm hoping for other people as well.
So Desh, since you suggested this, you asked me, and honestly, I didn't even think about it. I am going to think through as we discuss. But you have been talking a lot about guru. In fact, in your newsletters, drishtikon.com, also, very often I've seen you, you are tilted towards having a guru. Why is it that in your own life's journey, it's your life? Like, for example, to marry, you don't need a guru. I mean, to experience the meaning of marriage, to experience the joy and fulfillment of a family life, you don't need a guru. To be professionally successful, or these are very personal things. Why spirituality? When it comes to spirituality, why do we need a guru? Isn't spirituality also a very personal thing? Like you feel joy or you feel pain and sorrow, you feel spiritual, or it's a science like weight training where you need a trainer?
That is a very good question. The way I have always looked at it is that spirituality, rest of the life that we have, like we live it through our mind and body and emotions. But spirituality is, like when we are done with all that and we want to actually experience the existential, the truth, the one truth. कि मेरे को अब बहुत हो गया ये दिमाग से मैंने I've rearranged my thoughts, rearranged my world, rearranged my emotions, but I'm still not understanding where I came from, what I'm here for, and things like that, and what is the real truth. When I have to do that, the existential truth, that is something that goes beyond all these things. So what is the way? I was I had started this journey in 2003, 2004. I was reading and listening to a lot of different philosophers and enlightened beings like Krishnamurti and Osho and other folks. But I thought I really understood what they were saying, like intellectually. And when I would write, people, who are known in this field would say that, yes, you are getting it right and things like that. But the point was that I was simply rearranging things. I was not getting anywhere. So it was like in a treadmill, right? So I was on a treadmill, I was running around, but I was not getting anywhere in terms of actual understanding of truth, experiencing the truth. So there was a very interesting, when Swami Vivekanand, got onto this. So what happened was he went to Ramakrishna Paramahans and asked, "Have you experienced God?" And that's when Ramakrishna Paramahans actually touched him, and he experienced that that ultimate divine. Now that's an experience that he has narrated, and many people, including Victor Hugo, have talked about this as well. So the point is that, have I experienced that? I had not. So I was after that which is beyond all this nonsense that we already have in our lives. For that, I was, I really wanted to go to a person, go to a guru who has been on this journey, and it was not about कि मेरे को ये चाहिए, मेरे को कुछ wealth चाहिए, या मेरे को खुशी चाहिए, या मेरे को like I want more prosperity or things like that. Because see, whatever my mind in that, मैं ये मानता था कि मैं सोया हुआ हूँ. अगर मैं सोया हुआ हूँ और मैं अगर कुछ मांग रहा हूँ इस माइंड से, मैं वही मांगूंगा जो मेरा माइंड जानता है. उसके बियॉन्ड मैं जा भी नहीं सकूंगा. तो whatever, so people go to different kinds of संत महात्मा, एंड दे एक्चुअली वो प्रॉस्पेरिटी देते हैं, वेल्थ देते हैं, और ये करते हैं, वो करते हैं. लाइक somebody said कि जो मैं मांगता हूँ मेरे को मिल जाता है मैं जब वहाँ जाता हूँ. तो मेरे को वो नहीं चाहिए जो मैं मांगता हूँ, मेरे को वो चाहिए जो मेरे लिए सही है. What happened to Ram, what happened to Krishna was not something that they always wanted to have. Ram went through such a tough life, such a difficult life. So it was not the life that he wanted, but it was a life that was important for him to live. And whatever life we live helps us to get to that existential truth. Now, whether we get there or not, whether we keep running around in circles in this life and this entire rigmarole is up to us. But can we go beyond this? Yes, we can, but how? That was the answer that I never had. So that is why I wanted to go to a guru. When I realized कि अब बहुत हो गया, मैंने सब कोशिश कर ली सोच साच के, और I've rearranged my thoughts. I've tried to get there through intellectual means, and I've not been able to do that.
Okay, so yeah, so you know what, today I'm also very puzzled. I don't know. I think the problem is, it's like when you go and you have to buy diamond for your engagement ring, it's very difficult. You are full of doubt. You don't know whether I am buying the right diamond or not, because it's very difficult to figure out whether the diamond is real or not. If somebody says this is 24 carat and this is 18 carat, if you are not an expert, you will never know. It doesn't mean that you have to be a Johari, because Johari is supposed to be a guru. So it's a very difficult thing how to choose a guru. So first, let me just say what is my understanding about this. As a filmmaker, I never had a guru. I would want to believe that. I never joined a film school, so I never had formal teachers. I never assisted anybody, so I never had formal teachers. But then how did I learn? It's not that one fine morning I got up, I had an awakening, or I was enlightened and I say, aha, eureka. It's not like that. I have learned it through something, some process. Because it's a science. It's not something which is very subjective. It's not that I'm standing under a beautiful rainbow and I say, aha, I have come upon a beautiful rainbow. And so I had to learn it. How do you learn it? Now there are 2-3 ways to learn it. Number one, you learn it from people's experiences, which means you watch Guru Dutt, or you watch Scorsese, or you watch Spielberg, or you watch some gurus, a Oliver Stone, and you say Raj Kapoor did that. Whatever you like. I mean, जो आपका फाइबर है, जो जिस तत्व के आप बने हुए हैं, आपका दिमाग है, जो आप चाहते हैं, that is one way of learning. But that learning is like when you have to learn swimming. So this person is not actually teaching you swimming. He is just showing you the strokes and you are learning, copying that, and you are learning. It's like ये कोरोना टाइम में जो इतने सारे योगा gurus and all that came up, you watch their videos and you learn on your own. So that is, those are one kind of gurus, you know. The second, so like Rajneesh and all these people are those kind of gurus who I read, and you know, you read Gita, I mean, actually Ved Vyas is not teaching you, holding your hand or sitting in front of you. He is just giving you some gyan and now you have to interpret. So that is, I would say, your tertiary source. Then second is people you work with, you learn from them.
Right.
It's like in filmmaking, I would say I'm working with light boy who's a very junior person, but he says, no sir, tweak this light like this and you'll have better impact. You see that it actually works for you and say, aha, it's nice, you know. It's like then, say for example, for COVID treatment, your dadi, your nani or your wife can be also nice guru ki ye kadha aise pee lo, acha nahi isme thoda long itna zyada dal lo, isme ye cheez itni zyada, you know. So those are also part of your gurukul, you know. If you don't have a formal guru, I'm talking about myself.
Right.
But the third thing which has really been useful to me, in my case of filmmaking, I'll come to the spiritual part later. The real guru has been life. So a lot of people have been asking me for Kashmir Files, how many years did you research? If you ask me formally, we did for almost 3 years. But I was shooting, somebody asked me, one of the actors, how ke Vivek kitne saal se research kar rahe ho iska? So I said almost 50 years now. So because, no, it's very important to understand, because if I had not that experience of life, I wouldn't have understood these emotions, these nuances, this crisis, this conflict. I wouldn't have been able to understand it. So even to understand, you have to have some homework ready with you. And then suddenly one day you find one guru or one idea, you say, aha. You know, so now the same thing, very briefly I'll tell you, if you translate the same thing to spirituality, I have always been philosophical. I've never been spiritual. I've always been philosophical. You know, I was more a metaphysics student than, and metaphysics raises questions after questions. Spirituality is answer. Metaphysics is the question paper. You know, that's how I would like to put it. Please forgive me if I'm wrong. I mean, I said it in a very,
I think it's beautifully said, actually.
in a very innocent way. I just said it. So now in last few years, I gradually, organically, without thinking, oh, now I have to be spiritual. Like a lot of people say, now I have to learn meditation. So I said, let me now, I started moving towards spiritual things, you know. And spirituality, I found, is more about surrender. You know, surrendering your ego, surrendering your being, surrendering so many things. I am nowhere even close to that. But this again, I have no guru. I read Krishnamurti a lot. You know, I'm been from childhood, I've been a fan of Jiddu Krishnamurti, but I'm also a fan of Ayn Rand at the same time. You know, and I've also a very extremely big fan or a student of Gita. You know, Gita is very close to me. Okay, in a very different way.
Right.
Now all these things have been there, but now sometimes I want to sit with someone who can pick up things from my life and say, look, this you can use to go further in this journey of spirituality. It's like when I write my books and novels, you know, and I'm confessing here, very honestly I'm saying, I never went to a convent school or Doon school. I am a product of a Hindi medium school, you know. So whatever English I learned while speaking, while reading and all those kind of things. Sometimes I get stuck. So what I have done is, I have found a simpler way of expressing myself. Okay, but spirituality is so deep. I don't know if you need a real guru in physical form or life and writings and listening to people and sharing people's experiences, cumulative, can be an academy or a school which can take you towards that? I'm confused. So, what are your views on that?
Yeah, so I had the similar, thoughts and questions in my mind, right? The thing is, pehle, how can I look for the right guru? My answer to me was, you cannot, because think of it like this: ke you have never seen a color called yellow. You don't even know what yellow means. And you go around certifying which room is yellow colored and which is not. You cannot, because you don't even know what yellow means. आप उस राह पे गए ही नहीं हो तो आपको पता ही कैसे होगा कि वो राह क्या है. आप ये जानते हो कि जिस राह पे मैं जाना चाहता हूं उस राह में मुझे आई वॉन्ट टू अंडरस्टैंड और टू एक्सपीरियंस द एग्जिस्टेंशियल, कि जब कुछ नहीं है, जब कुछ नहीं होगा तो सत्य क्या होगा, राइट? तो अगर मैं उस डायरेक्शन में जा रहा हूं, अगर मैं उस राह पे जाना चाहता हूं, तो उस राह पे जो बात कर रहा है वो कौन है? ये तो मुझे समझ में आता है कि कृष्ण ने ये बात की, शिव ने ये बात की, गुरु नानक ने ये बात की, बुद्ध ने ये बात की, और बहुत सारे ऐसे आए जिन्होंने ये बातें की. बट द प्रॉब्लम विद रीडिंग द बुक्स, इवन रीडिंग गीता, इज दैट it is as good or as bad as I am. No book is greater than the reader, right? Because it is whatever we take from the book is an interpretation of that book, never the book. कृष्ण ने जब गीता दी अर्जुन को, तो संजय भी सुन रहे थे वहां पर, और धृतराष्ट्र को भी फर्स्ट हैंड वो इंफॉर्मेशन मिली. पर क्या धृतराष्ट्र और संजय चेंज हुए? सिर्फ अर्जुन ही चेंज हुए और कोई नहीं हुआ. अगर सिर्फ सुनने से या पढ़ने से अगर मैं चेंज हो सकता होता, अगर किताबों से हो सकता होता, तो अब तक ग्रीक्स तो सबसे ज्यादा वो एनलाइटन लोग होते, पर ऐसा था नहीं. वो एनलाइटनमेंट इंडिया में हुई क्योंकि गुरुज का तरीका ही अलग है. गुरुज आर नॉट देयर टू रीइंफोर्स आवर थॉट्स. Gurus are not there to reinforce our own beliefs and own ways of doing things. They are there to actually break our thoughts and our set beliefs. The moment I stop believing anything, that's the first step into spirituality. Because हो क्या रहा है कि लाइफ को हम जैसे समझ रहे हैं वो वैसे ही समझ रहे हैं जैसे हमने आज तक उसको समझा है, जितना हमारा माइंड काम किया है. उसके बियॉन्ड हम जाते नहीं हैं. Now, if we were to actually start questioning everything, because we all like to live in a set pattern, in some kind of comfort, we are not willing to actually question our greatest, inherent beliefs and things, जो हमें comfort zone से बाहर लेके जाए, जो हमें discomfort, uncomfortable करे. हम वो नहीं करना चाहते. उससे ये होता है कि हम खुद देख रहे हैं कि हम क्या हैं, और फिर भी उसको क्वेश्चन कर करके हम तोड़ना नहीं चाहते. बिकॉज अगर वो तोड़ दिया तो हम में हम रहेगा क्या? So once I had been with my guru, and there was a program there where it was said that we'll take you to a point where you can, if suppose the enlightened world is on the other side and you are on this side, we'll take you up there and show you a glimpse of that. Now, when that moment came for me, I was sobbing for 3 to 4 hours continuously. And मैं सोच रहा था मैं ऐसा क्यों हो रहा था मेरे साथ. मैं बिना चाहे, बिना रोक सके अपने आप को, मैं ऐसा हुए ही जा रहा था बस मेरे साथ. वो इसलिए हो रहा था क्योंकि मेरे को पहली बार समझ में आया कि जो मैंने सुना था, whatever I had heard, whatever I had listened, whatever I had read, whatever I had thought, whatever I had understood was absolute bullshit. Because what I was experiencing at that time was far, far, far bigger than that. And it could not be explained, because the moment I would use words to explain it, it would be falsified. Right? So words, when it was सी हम इस जगत को माया बोलते हैं. नाउ क्वांटम मैकेनिक्स कहती है कि दिस वर्ल्ड दिस एग्जिस्टेंस इज एक्चुअली कोलैप्स ऑफ इन्फिनिट पॉसिबिलिटीज. यही है वो जो वेव कोलैप्स थ्योरी है कि this whole thing is a wave. The moment you try to actually observe, the observer collapses the whole wave into a particle. So माया इसलिए नहीं है क्योंकि ये है नहीं. माया इसलिए है because we believe that one particle, that one possibility out of the infinite possibilities that are there is the only true thing. You understand? We are falsifying infinite minus one possibilities. And that is why this is not the the true nature of the existence. The true nature of existence is infinity. But because the very curse of observing something is reducing that into just one possibility out of infinite possibilities, we are doing great harm to infinite minus one possibilities. We are only siding with just one possibility that we are observing, that we are forcing the existence to become. That is why it is called Maya. माया इसलिए नहीं है कि वो है नहीं. माया इसलिए है क्योंकि जो है, जो हम देख रहे हैं, वही सिर्फ सत्य नहीं है. सत्य और बड़ा है जिसको हम छोड़ रहे हैं. तो वो मेरे को तब समझ में आया बात ये कि जो भी मैं सोच रहा था, whatever I was understanding and thinking and interpreting was actually that one possibility. There were infinite minus one possibilities that I was leaving because this existential truth is actually infinite. And the moment I was faced with that, I was like, suddenly I had whatever my opinions, my ideas, my thoughts, and whatever I was, what I thought I was, right until then, was totally gone. And I just could not deal with that. I was left as if I was naked. I was like without anything. मैं खाली हो गया था. और जब वो वाला स्टेट आया तो I just could not handle it. So like what I'm trying to say is कि जो भी हम हैं, जो भी हम, अगर हम उस लेवल पे चले जाते हैं, जैसे किसी ने एक्सप्लेन किया था एक बार नेति जो वो सेज यशनवल ने जब उनसे जब क्वेश्चन पूछा गया, उन्होंने कहा कि व्हाट इज गॉड, तो उन्होंने कहा नेति, नॉट दिस, whatever you can observe is not God. So I start taking out whatever I can observe, my world, my body, my emotions, everything, and then I come to a point where I'm I can only see a constant hum going on, but even that is like something that I'm observing. I take it out, even that. So I am actually coming to a point, if I have that kind of keen observation, which is called Vivek, your name, is the ability to discriminate between truth and untruth. Truth is that which is not observable. Whatever is observable is untruth, because that is not the final state. So if I keep throwing out whatever is observable, हम अपना घर का क्लटर तो निकाल नहीं सकते. जो ऑब्जर्व करें उसको हम कैसे नकारेंगे? हम खुद को नकार नहीं सकते. हम उसको कैसे नकारेंगे जो हम ऑब्जर्व किए जा रहे हैं, जो हम भी नहीं है? तो हम उस स्टेट पे क्या इतना हमारे पास लेवल ऑफ इंटेग्रिटी, लेवल ऑफ ऑनेस्टी और लेवल ऑफ लाइक ब्रूटल ऑनेस्टी वो है क्या हमारे पास? अगर नहीं है तो हमें कोई ऐसा इंसान चाहिए जो उस राह जा चुका है और वो हमें बताता रहेगा कि ये करते रहो, वहां पहुंच जाओगे. Even though you are not there right now, so he's preparing us to get there. Now books can tell us that there is a place like that. Krishna had told us that there is a place like that, but then Krishna is not here. और अगर कृष्णा नहीं है खुद मेरे को बताने के लिए, खुद मेरे को लाइक अर्जुन बनाने के लिए, तो मैं तो संजय ही बना रहूंगा पूरी जिंदगी.
नो, यू वेल सेड. एक्चुअली मैं जब आप बोल रहे थे मेरे को एक चीज़ याद आ रही थी कि जो किसी ने बोला है जो ज्ञानी होते हैं और जो अज्ञानी होते हैं, उन दोनों का इंटरप्रिटेशन पूरे वर्ल्ड को लेके एक ही होता है. So there is no difference between the ignorant and somebody who knows. जैसे एक बड़ी अच्छी एक कहानी है कि एक बंदा जो है वो किसी के घर गया, एक कोई गुरु थे, ज्ञानी व्यक्ति थे, तो ही वेंट टू हिज हाउस और उसने कहा कि गिव मी सम बुक यू नो विच a very evolved book which you think is the best book and which is going to change my life. तो उन्होंने गीता निकाल के उसको दे दी और कहने ये पढ़ लीजिएगा. तो he took it and he came back after 1 month. कहने क्या भाई पढ़ी कि नहीं पढ़ी? कहता हाँ यार पढ़ी, पर कुछ आपसे मैंने बोला था गिव मी द बेस्ट बुक, यू जस्ट गेव मी अ बुक, उसमें तो वही लिखा है जो मैं जानता हूँ. तो ये तो सब जानते हैं कि अच्छे कर्म करो तो कर्म का फल ही होता है, तो इसमें क्या ऐसी नई बात लिखी है? So there is a very interesting Zen saying which says when I didn't know anything about Zen, mountains were mountains, rivers were rivers, trees were trees. When I started learning Zen, then trees were not trees, mountains were not mountains, rivers were not rivers. When I understood Zen, trees were trees, mountains were mountains, and rivers were rivers. So which simply means, और इसको अगर बहुत मटीरियलिस्टिकली टर्म्स में बोले तो लोग कहते हैं कि जो एकदम गरीब होते हैं और जो एकदम अमीर होते हैं उनके वैल्यू सिस्टम्स जनरली एक से ही होते हैं, यू नो. सो व्हेन यू हैव नथिंग एंड व्हेन यू हैव एवरीथिंग, नॉर्मली इट बिकम्स वन. पर जो ये बीच का रास्ता है, फ्रॉम नोइंग नथिंग टू नोइंग एवरीथिंग और समथिंग, ये जो बीच का जो रास्ता है, इसको मेरे ख्याल से मुझे ऐसा लगता है इसको क्रॉस कराने के लिए you need some kind of a guidance. I'm not sure, I am no authority, so I shouldn't be saying it with authority, but I think you need guidance, you know. It's like maybe you are born talented to play cricket, I mean, but Sachin Tendulkar, without a proper guidance, I won't say guru guidance. गुरु में क्या हो गया ना, देश आजकल एक प्रॉब्लम हो गया. देखो, we have a mental block. ये जो जितने मॉडर्न गुरुज हैं, या एक तो छल कपट वाले गुरु बहुत हैं जो लोगों को बेवकूफ़ बनाते हैं, तो पर उनका भी नाम गुरु में डाल देते हैं, स्वामी संत बोलते हैं उन लोगों को, वो खुद अपने नाम के आगे लगा लेते हैं. देन देयर आर सम वेरी रिस्पेक्टेड एंड वेरी रेवर्ड, वेरी with, I would say, with very good brand equity. There are lots of gurus, you know, but then they are like wholesale shop, you know, one size fits all. एक बुक लिख देंगे, एक प्रोग्राम बना देंगे, एंड नाउ दे हैव बिकम सो कॉम्पिटिटिव, ऑल ऑफ देम, without disrespecting anybody. I mean, that's fine, but everybody has become so competitive that that they just want to figure out how to get money from you, or if you can help their brand equity or not. In this kind of atmosphere, and also in a materialistic world, especially after Corona and all, when the depression rate has gone up, family problems have gone up, the professional problems have gone up. I won't name it, but I know some very big celebrity gurus very well, and I have stayed with them in their ashrams, and I have also interacted a lot with them. It's become so competitive that if they get to know that you also know the other guru, then they suddenly don't like it and all that. So that is fine, I have no problems with that. Where are real gurus? A real guru, I would assume, is from where you get unconditional diksha, where you get unconditional shiksha, which you get from your mother, which you get from mother nature, which you get from life. Unconditional, which means the only condition is that you should be shown light. उसके अलावा क्या है? ऐसा द्रोणाचार्य जो है, ऐसे वेद व्यास जो है, इस तरह का गुरु आज की तारीख में, वो बोधिसत्व को कैसे वो बुद्धा मिले, कहाँ से वो गुरु मिले, ये एक बहुत बड़ा प्रॉब्लम है. सो जब वो गुरु, अब कोई बोले कि भाई आप हिमालय चले जाइए, वहाँ आपको कोई गुरु मिल जाएगा, तो दैट इज़ नॉट प्रैक्टिकल. फिर वो इंटेलेक्चुअल बात हो जाएगी, एक रोमांटिसाइजेशन ऑफ थिंग्स है, यू नो. इट्स लाइक देन इट्स अ यश चोपड़ा मूवी इन स्विट्जरलैंड where your life has no romance in it, but you are seeing romance on big screen. So it's like that. It's window shopping, and that's why I think that you need a guru to figure out how to find a guru. How do you get a guru? Now ये मैं जानना चाहता हूँ, how and why, how and where you can get a guru.
तो मैं मैं ये मानता हूँ कि इस यूनिवर्स की क्वालिटी है गुरुत्व. गुरुत्व जो है, द क्वालिटी ऑफ बीइंग अ गुरु इज पार्ट ऑफ दिस यूनिवर्स. नाउ wherever you are, whatever you are doing, you'll find somebody to lead your way. आपके क्वेश्चंस क्या हैं, वो डिसाइड करता है कि आपको वो गुरु मिलेगा या नहीं मिलेगा, जो आपको पूरा रास्ता दिखाएगा. जैसे मेरा हमने पहले भी एक बार वो डिस्कशन की थी, मैंने शेयर किया था कि एक बार मैं जा रहा था एक कैब में, तो देयर वाज अ ब्लैक कैबी हु वाज ड्राइविंग द कैब, एंड at that time I was struggling with some questions on my spiritual journey, and he started talking about science and spirituality, and he showed me the way. And I could have never imagined that I'm sitting in a cab in US, and suddenly this, a guy would start discussing spirituality and show me the way also. So for that time, he became my guru. For many years, my mother was my guru, and so they are different at different times, at different points. You have different questions, and जैसे एक मेरे साथ ऐसा हुआ था कि मैं गीता पढ़ता था पहले. तो गीता में था कि कृष्ण कहते हैं कि आई एम मैं ही सच्चिदानंद हूँ.
Yeah.
तो फिर मैंने गणपति स्तोत्रम पढ़ा, तो उसमें था पुत्रार्थी लप्ते पुत्रान मोक्षार्थी लप्ते गतिम. तो गीता में भी ये लिखा, अगर तुम मेरे पास आओगे तभी तुम्हें मोक्ष मिलेगा, बाकी सबके पास जाके तुम्हें मोक्ष नहीं मिलेगा. तो मैंने ये क्वेश्चन अपनी माँ से भी पूछा, मैंने काफी लोगों से पूछने की कोशिश की, या तो गणपति स्तोत्रम गलत है या गीता गलत है. तो मेरे को आप बताओ कि क्या सही है और क्या गलत है, और किसी के पास आंसर नहीं था. पर मैं एक क्वेश्चन ढूंढता रहा. फिर मैंने एक बार यहाँ एक बुक शॉप में था, तो वहाँ मैंने गीता की एक इंटरप्रिटेशन, जनरली मैं गीता की इंटरप्रिटेशन किसी की पढ़ता नहीं हूँ, पर उस समय मेरे को एक दिखाई दी, तो मेरे को कुछ था नहीं करने को, मैंने वो पढ़ने शुरू किया. तो उसमें था, it doesn't matter what you call that entity, whether you call it a Krishna or Shiv or Jesus or cockroach. Like, it really doesn't matter. What matters is what characteristics you assign to it. Now, if I assign the characteristics of complete universal consciousness to Ganpati, then Ganpati will lead me to moksha. If I assign that to Krishna, then Krishna will also lead me to moksha. Now the thing is, how many of us are in that mode or in that understanding of making them our absolute? मीरा को कृष्ण मिल गए, पर हमें मीरा के कृष्ण कैसे मिलेंगे? वो हमें नहीं मिल सकते, क्योंकि वो सिर्फ उसी का रिश्ता था और किसी का रिश्ता नहीं था. जो वो कर सकती थी वो हम नहीं कर सकते. उसने जो प्रश्न पूछे, उसने जो इमोशंस उसके थे और जो लेवल था, वो हमारा लेवल हो नहीं सकता और है नहीं हमारा. तो जो आपके प्रश्न हैं, जो आपके क्वेश्चंस हैं, जो आपका ध्येय है, उसके हिसाब से आपको सही टाइम पे आपके क्वेश्चंस के हिसाब से, लाइक दैट इज व्हाई आई बिलीव मोस्ट ऑफ आवर स्क्रिप्चर्स आर क्वेश्चन एंड आंसर्स. दे आर नेवर लेक्चर्स, राइट? अष्टवक्र संहिता देख लो, आप भगवत गीता देख लो, योग वशिष्ठ देख लो, आप उपनिषद में देख लो, सारे क्वेश्चन आंसर हैं. जब आप उस लेवल पे पहुंचोगे कि आप ये क्वेश्चन पूछ सकते हो, आप ये प्रश्न पूछ सकते हो, तब आपको उसका उत्तर मिलेगा. अगर आप उस लेवल पे नहीं हो, तो आपको उस लेवल का ही उत्तर मिलता रहेगा. आप प्रश्न अगला पूछोगे तो आपको अगले प्रश्न का उत्तर मिलेगा, फिर आप उससे अगला पूछोगे तो उसका उत्तर मिलेगा. ऐसे ये पूरा जर्नी जो है, चाहे एक इंसान वो सारे प्रश्न के उत्तर दे, चाहे कोई और दे, चाहे सिर्फ कृष्ण दें, चाहे कृष्ण और वशिष्ठ दोनों मिलकर दें, ये एक जर्नी है ऑफ क्वेश्चंस एंड ट्राइंग टू डीकंस्ट्रक्ट whatever we have started believing कि भगवान है. भाई, मैं कभी भगवान से मिला नहीं, इतने सारे स्पेस प्रोब्स जा चुके हैं, किसी स्पेस प्रोब को कोई ऐसा इंसान नहीं मिला जो ये कह रहा हो गॉड है. इतने यूनिवर्स में हमने वो टेलीस्कोप डाल के देख लिए, कहीं नहीं दिखाई दिया. तो व्हाट इज गॉड? So that is, like, we have made up this understanding of God, that it is some entity, कुछ है जो हमें बताएगा, वो सब. This is all made up. This is a belief. But what is the truth? Now, if I have to look for that truth, then I'll have to ask the right questions to myself about where I am right now. मैं जहां खड़ा हूं उसके मैं प्रश्न पूछूंगा. मैं गॉड के क्वेश्चंस कैसे पूछ लूं जब मैं जानता ही नहीं हूं. मैं जहां हूं, क्या यही मेरा सत्य है? क्या यही मैं कंप्लीट हूं? मैं और क्या हूं? जो मेरे को दिखाई दे रहा है, जो मेरे को समझ में आ रहा है, क्या मैं वो सही हूं? एक मेरा फ्रेंड है, तो उसने मेरे से एक बार पूछा कि like when you are so much into spirituality, then how can you be like having thoughts about politics? How can you like look at the political arena? So उसका ये क्या कहने का मतलब था कि पॉलिटिक्स और स्पिरिचुअलिटी दोनों लाइक वो अलग अलग चीजें. हाँ,
सुबह स्पिरिचुअलिटी की बात करता हूँ,
शाम को पॉलिटिक्स की. तो मैंने उसको ये कहा, मैंने कहा मैं प्रश्न पूछ रहा हूं. आई एम आस्किंग क्वेश्चंस फॉर वट एवर इज हैपनिंग राइट नाउ, एंड आई एम ट्राइंग टू अंडरस्टैंड लाइक व्हाट इज हैपनिंग. अगर मैं इस दुनिया के बारे में प्रश्न पूछ के सही उत्तर नहीं जान सकता, तो ये मैं कैसे उम्मीद कर सकता हूं कि मैं खुद के अपने बारे में सही क्वेश्चन पूछ के मैं सही आंसर ढूंढ लूं. राइट? लाइक इट इज लाइक I am not even willing to get away from the propaganda of people who have made this whole, narratives. How the heck can you even think कि ये पूरे यूनिवर्स ने जो रचा है, मैं उसके बियॉन्ड जा सकूंगा? It is so. If you cannot ask the right questions of the society itself, there is absolutely no way you can ever set foot on the spiritual path. And that is why when you look at Krishna, Nanak, Guru Gobind Singh, like everyone, Ram, Shiv, like even like Jesus in his time, Mansoor, everyone was asking and talking about that time itself. He was not talking about anything else. He was talking about what was happening. Now, whether you call it politics, whether you call it society, it's up to you. But all of them were asking questions and like making tippani about that time, about what was happening in the social construct. That you can call politics. That is what people today call politics. But I'm not like अगर मैं उसके बारे में अगर मैं सत्य नहीं जान सकता, तो मैं खुद के बारे में कैसे जानूंगा?
Brilliantly, very well said, very well said. Actually, देश हम लोग बात करते हैं, कब 40-50 मिनट गुजर जाते हैं पता भी नहीं चलता. It's almost 40 minutes now. Wow. And so we'll just conclude it. But very well said, Desh. One thing I really like what you were saying, कि कभी माँ गुरु बन जाती है, कभी वो आपकी दोस्त बन सकता है, कभी आपकी पत्नी बन सकती है, कभी आपका बच्चा. Child is the father of man. So मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि we are like a ship or like a boat in a sea, and Guru is like a lighthouse.
Right.
But to understand what lighthouse is wants you to go, and to understand the codes and all that, how to communicate with that lighthouse is also something we have to be ready with in our life. Right. और गुरु आपको मिल भी जाए, मेरा ऐसा एक्सपीरियंस है, तो जरूरी नहीं कि गुरु आपके सामने खड़ा है और आपको गुरुत्व मिल जाएगा, आपको उनसे ज्ञान मिल जाएगा. You also have to be ready for that.
राइट. मैं वो दो चीजें इसमें बोलना चाहता हूँ, मैं भूल गया. वो ये था कि हमारे यहाँ बहुत सारे ऐसे हैं जो पाखंडी भी हैं, जिनको हम गुरु या वो गॉडमैन मान लेते हैं, और कुछ बहुत सही भी हैं. उनमें हमें फर्क करना आता नहीं है. बट बहुत सारे लोग हैं जो उनके पीछे चलते हैं. मैं मानता हूं कि इंडिया इज लाइक द सिलिकॉन वैली ऑफ स्पिरिचुअलिटी. सिलिकॉन वैली इसलिए सक्सेसफुल नहीं है क्योंकि वहां सारे के सारे सक्सेसफुल वो आए हैं एंटरप्रेन्योर्स. वहां सिर्फ 1% एंटरप्रेन्योर्स हमेशा सक्सेसफुल होते हैं, 99% फेल होते हैं. बट क्योंकि वो जगह ऐसी है, वो इकोसिस्टम ऐसा है which actually trusts entrepreneurship. That is why entrepreneurship is successful there. We trust guruship. We trust spirituality. That is irrespective. वो लाइक इसके बारे में वशिष्ठ जी ने भी ये कहा है कि गुरु एंड गॉड आर इररेलेवेंट. राम, व्हाट इज रेलेवेंट इज योर पुरुषार्थ.
अगर हमारे यहाँ सबसे बड़ा स्ट्रेंथ ये है कि हम डिवोटीज हैं सारे, हम हमेशा डिवोटेड रहे हैं। अब वो डिवोशन चाहे वो निर्मल बाबा के लिए हो या रमन्ना महर्षि के लिए हो, डिवोशन तो डिवोशन है। वो डिवोशन नहीं जानी चाहिए। वो अगर सेंस ऑफ एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप अगर सिलिकॉन वैली से चला गया तो सिलिकॉन वैली नहीं रहेगी। इसी तरह अगर डिवोशन हमारे यहाँ से चला गया तो हमें कोई रमन्ना महर्षि नहीं मिलेगा, कोई नानक नहीं मिलेगा, कोई बुद्ध नहीं मिलेगा। यहाँ 100 निर्मल बाबा आए, कुछ ऐसे लोग आए तो एक बुद्ध आए, हजारों निर्मल बाबा आए तो एक नानक आए। पर अगर हम वो हजार वो निर्मल बाबाओं का अगर हम वो तिरस्कार करते, उनको मारते, तो वो नानक भी ना आते। क्योंकि हमें निर्मल बाबा और नानक के बीच में फर्क करना नहीं आता। हमारा काम है डिवोशन का। हमारा काम ये नहीं है कि हम निर्मल बाबा और नानक के बीच में फर्क करते रहें, बिकॉज हम दोनों को नहीं जानते। हम ये नहीं जानते कि नानक है क्या। अगर कमरे में 20 लोग बैठे हैं, वहां कृष्ण बैठे हैं, मैं कैसे जान लूं कि यहाँ कृष्ण कौन है? क्या मेरे अंदर वो वेरविदौल है? क्या मेरे अंदर वो ताकत है? क्या मेरे अंदर वो अंडरस्टैंडिंग है? वो नहीं है। तो मैं तो किसी को भी कृष्ण बोल दूंगा, मैं किसी को भी नानक बोल दूंगा, और मैं ये नहीं जानूंगा कि निर्मल बाबा और नानक में फर्क क्या है। तो we should focus on devotion and entrepreneurship. That is why Silicon Valley is Silicon Valley and no other place is like Silicon Valley.
True, absolutely. India is undoubtedly, I would say, Silicon Valley is the Gurukul. I would do a reverse comparison. So we are the knowledge center of
Right.
spirituality, and there is something. In fact, a very evolved guru only told me once, and he said that the biggest problem in today's India is that spirituality and religion, people think are the same thing, which it is not.
Right. That's very true.
Which is absolutely not. Yes, Gita can be used as a tool,
Right.
to experience spirituality. But spirituality is something which we have invented. Like gravity was discovered by Newton, right? Similarly, we have discovered this thing called spirituality. Like you need navigation. All these Western conquerors, when they were conquering the world, they needed these physical navigation systems to navigate through and find different continents. And as they landed on one continent, they also acquired so much of human resource, natural resource, gold, and all kinds of things. And
Right.
that made them so abundant with materialistic resources. Similarly, we did not invent the compass, but we invented spirituality,
Right.
which is a navigation system to discover the continents of life.
Right.
And as you keep traveling from one continent to another, you also acquire lots of natural resources, and you acquire lots and lots of understanding, and which enriches your life.
Correct.
So, but sadly, very sadly, they substitute each other. They don't complement each other, because if you're running after geographical continents, then you won't be able to explore your life's continents, these spiritual continents. So
Right.
on that note, I think it's everybody, even people who have all the materialism with them, people who have all the gold in the world, they end up seeking the meaning of life.
Right.
And there is no meaning of life, actually. There is life.
Right.
What is the meaning of life? There is no meaning of life. It's not English language that you say, what is the meaning of this word? It's not language.
Right.
Actually, there is life. And where that life wants to take us.
Right.
For that, you need, in this sea of life, you need some lighthouse. And you should be able to, you should have, prepare yourself to a level
Right.
where you become a good receiver. Like a mother's love, mother can give you unconditional love, but then the son also should be able to make the best use of that, so that he uses that love and transforms that love into great values, great contribution to the world, so that mother's love and becomes useful. Similarly, Going to a guru is not going to help.
राइट, बिकॉज दुनिया की प्रॉब्लम ये नहीं है कि लोगों को देना नहीं आता, दुनिया की प्रॉब्लम ये है कि दुनिया के लोगों को
लेना
receive
नहीं आता, लेना नहीं आता है।
लेना
बहुत
नहीं।
इसी नोट पे मेरे ख्याल से इससे अच्छी बात क्या हो सकती है।
Hmm.
And this is applicable to love also, and this is applicable to perhaps everything.
Hmm.
And this is wonderful, Desh, and we'll see you next week again
Yeah.
with another episode where we'll discuss something new question
Hmm.
with new interpretations, new discoveries, or perhaps new inquiries,
Right.
because as long as we inquire, we live.
Right.
And thank you very much. I
Thank you.
just want to tell you that Desh is also doing wonderful work. And the reason I'm sitting with Desh and discussing this is not that we are great philosophers or Desh is a great philosopher. The reason because he is working very hard to bring new knowledge, information to people, new interpretations. You can go to drishtikon.com. You can read this newsletter, subscribe to it every day. You can also financially contribute. I Am Buddha Foundation is really proud to be associated with Drishtikon. I make lots of videos. In fact, sometimes without his permission.
You always have my permission.
Letter. So because I want what he's writing to be amplified. We are a young team. We are also doing some great work at I Am Buddha Foundation. And if you want, you can help us by commenting, by sharing, by sending it to people. Doing nothing, sending suggestions, questions, and if you want, you can also financially contribute to us. You can find the details under this video. So see you next week. Tab tak ke liye thank you, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Namaskar.
Thank you.